Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever features the first live-action big-screen adaptation of the character in over 30 years. Robin is a character that hasn't had many live-action adaptations, and the ones he has gotten I don't really have that much interest in. His best adaptations from the comics are in animation, with Batman the Animated Series, the Teen Titans cartoon, and Young Justice. In a show, you have more time to explore the character, but with both movies featuring the Boy Wonder, he feels more like a side note. In this video, I will be reviewing the character of Robin in 1994's Batman Forever. The character Robin was created in 1940 by Bill Finger, Jerry Robinson, and Bob Kane was probably in the room too. He's developed over the decades to serve a crucial role in the Batman mythos. The purpose of his character in the relationship was to ground the Caped Crusader. Batman tries to prevent his young ward from becoming like him, and Robin tries to pull the Dark Knight back from the darkness. Dick Grayson was the first to wear the uncomfortably short emerald short shorts. His origin mirrors that of Bruce as he lost his family to the chaotic force of crime. The point of divergence, however, is that Bruce is emotionally detached, while Grayson is more understanding of his own emotions. He's the one most commonly associated with the mantle, though he has had his own evolution into the role of Nightwing and later on as Batman, proving that he is different from his mentor through his actions and relationships. Grayson has been the most conflicted Robin when it comes to the acceptance of the Batman identity and the pains of being a vigilante. He and Bruce's relationship often evolves and they part ways on bitter terms. But Dick Grayson has always been a beacon of light in Bruce's life, whether he appreciates it or not. If you want a good representation of the Batman and Robin relationship, I recommend Frank Miller's R-Star Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder. Tim Burton, who directed the previous movie 1992's Batman Returns, had originally planned to feature the Boy Wonder in the sequel to his '89 movie. But the character Robin was cut due to the already large cast. It's smart to say Robin. If you're going to adapt Robin, then he and his relationship to Bruce and his own story needs to be the main focus of the movie. Unfortunately, he feels more like a side character in Batman Forever. Burton had casted Marlon Wayans for his loosely planned third Batman movie. It would have been interesting to see how Burton and Wayans would have adapted the character. I feel Burton would have focused on the acrobatic circus performer aspect, while Wayans would have made the performance more modern. The studio, however, recasted Wayans for Schumacher's Batman Forever with Chris O'Donnell, who I think was okay in the role. I feel like he was too aggressive and too much of a 90s punk kid, which was probably a direction from Joel Schumacher. But still, I think he did a fine enough performance. It's 30 minutes into the movie when Bruce Wayne takes Chase Meridian to a date at the charity circus. This plot point doesn't feel natural, like it doesn't feel like they were building up to this. The inclusion of Robin in general felt like it was forced in, and the writers just try to make him work in the story. He's constantly ignored and randomly appears throughout the rest of the film, with not enough done with him as a character. We see Dick Grayson as a member of the trapeze troupe, the Flying Graysons, with his parents and brother. They keep it simple with the family, they seem happy together and enjoy what they do. It's as basic as Bruce's origin. We often only see a happy family and then the immediate loss of innocence in the survivor. I would have liked more of a spotlight on Dick and his family. They're just happening in the background of Bruce's date. Maybe Bruce sees how happy the Graysons are together and feels a bit envious of that nuclear family dynamic that he never had. With Chase noticing, and that can spur a interesting conversation between the two. The circus is attacked by Two-Face. He calls out Batman to save the circus as he activates a bomb. Bruce is unable to answer the call as Batman, but he does go down without the mask to try and stop Two-Face, but struggles to get to him and the bomb. The Flying Graysons take it upon themselves to save the circus. They selflessly put themselves in danger in order to do the right thing, a great example to set for Dick. Dick manages to get rid of the bomb, but Two-Face causes his family to plummet to their deaths. The script has a problem with setting up interesting arcs for Dick and then just changing them. The death of his family at the cost of him saving the circus should have set him up as a reluctant hero, afraid of taking action as he feels that there's a great sacrifice to doing the right thing. This fear can grow as he sees how Bruce has sacrificed his own happiness to be Batman, with Bruce and Dick later learning that they can do the right thing and find happiness. Dick and Bruce are way too far away from each other in this scene. Dick should have been right there so Bruce can better see the familiar look of pain and loss in Dick's eyes, more intimate, so that it can make more sense when Bruce adopts this 28-year-old teenager. Bruce offers to shelter Dick. Dick is immediately full of rage and vengeance. He's committed to murdering Two-Face for killing his family. The sudden change of the character feels too intense for a character like Robin. His drive to kill Two-Face doesn't even feel that strong. Bruce easily distracts him with his favorite hobby. I do like how Bruce tries to put him on a path away from vengeance. Give him something productive to do. It's the best moment between the two. Bruce is actually trying and putting in effort, and Dick can see that someone cares about him in such a dark time. There was a missed opportunity to have a cheesy subplot of Dick trying to fix one of the bikes. He gets frustrated when he can't, and then he does fix it with Bruce's help. And then, in the end, they realize they were really fixing themselves. Thank you. They hint that Bruce has a feeling of guilt about the death of the Graysons, as the threat of the bomb would have been neutralized if Batman arrived. It's a great setup, but it isn't really brought back up, and when it is, it's immediately resolved. It does play into Bruce's greater guilt about feeling responsible about his own parents' death. Dick shares that he doesn't feel worthy to bear the legacy of his family, but I don't think that this makes too much sense. Dick did help them save the circus, and he was the one who got rid of the bomb. This could have been heavier if Dick was too afraid to help his family with getting rid of the bomb, still feeling guilty that he did nothing to help them. Alfred does the heavy lifting as he serves as a better father figure to Dick, which is common. He tries to inspire hope in the lost young man. Things will get better with time and care. These were the only good scenes Dick has with the two of them. He begins to only appear sporadically throughout the rest of the movie. The main focus is Bruce's relationship with Chase and his rivalry with the Riddler, so Dick feels kinda tossed to the side as Bruce goes through his journey of guilt with those two characters instead of the one who has a direct parallel with him. They missed the opportunity to really explore the role of Dick in Bruce's life, especially as Bruce is personally having the same crisis as Dick. They should be working through this together. As I mentioned before, if you're going to bring Robin onto the big screen, then he needs to be at the core of the movie. Batman Forever perfectly sets up the way Robin can be involved in the story. Bruce is on an introspective journey as he's looking back at his past and facing his current guilt. The basis for an arc Dick and Bruce can share as they overcome their trauma together. Bruce literally leaves him alone for most of the movie. It doesn't even feel like he likes him. I know Kilmer has gotten a lot of criticism for his performance. I kind of like him as an actor. I love Tombstone and he's great in that. He's just too cold. O'Donnell doesn't give him a reason to like the character either. There's no depth to them. After being left alone in the manor for most of the movie, Dick discovers the Batcave. He then forgets his motivation to kill Two-Face and just becomes a rebellious teen. It could make sense that Dick is acting out as he's full of rage and is obviously being neglected by his foster dad. He should have gone out aggressively looking for Two-Face. He runs into some thugs who don't like him running around in the Batmobile, and he faces the consequences of his actions, being forced to be saved by Batman. It can make him feel even more guilty that Batman saved him and not his family. Then Batman can feel a bit better that he was able to save at least one Grayson. I do like how Dick has a mini meltdown at the sight of Batman, directing his anger at him and Batman being willing to take this so that Dick can begin to heal. The sudden shift of Dick wanting to become Bruce's partner feels too sudden. There's no gradual growth of Dick. There's so much going on in this movie that Dick never really has a moment to contemplate. His character is just on a freight train to the end of his arc. Bruce and Dick seem to have the same conversation over and over again. Dick wants to kill Two-Face. Bruce tells him that vengeance will leave him empty. I don't feel like either of them are growing or learning from each other. Bruce refuses to take Dick under his wing out of fear of exposing him to the darkness that he surrounded himself with. Dick has to take it upon himself to try and honor his family's legacy and become Robin. I like how he does become more proactive on his own, but it misses the point of having Bruce as a mentor figure. After having the same conversation, Bruce later decides to retire as Batman, leaving Dick on his own as he runs away, only to immediately come back. Feeling vulnerable and realizing that he needs both Batman and Bruce Wayne, Bruce accepts Dick's help as Robin, understanding that the young man also needs to have a mask, a way to uphold justice, a way to honor the memory of the people they lost, a way to ease the pain. Two-Face was a wasted character in this movie, especially considering the main theme is duality. The way Harvey Dent is as a character is that he is also split down the middle. He is torn between justice and vengeance, right and wrong. He was the perfect choice to have as Robin's antagonist, but they never meet beyond the final fight. Two-Face is the killer of the Graysons, and Dick has a level of hate towards him inconsistently throughout the movie. When he does finally come face to face with the object of his anger, they really hit the nail on the head with the ending of his arc by having Dick not kill Two-Face. He's grown to learn that killing Two-Face won't heal him, but bringing him to justice will be a step in the right direction. He does face a consequence of having morals and is kidnapped by Two-Face, used as bait in the Riddler's final riddle. Robin represents the Batman side of Bruce, full of pain and loss and anger, with Chase Meridian representing the Bruce Wayne side, a chance at normality and having happiness. Bruce is given the choice to save only one, but he has now come to terms that he can save them both. He can be human while also being Batman. He can live in the light and dark, and so can Dick, hopefully better. The theatrical release of Batman Forever is a mess. The character of Robin suffers from the crowded cast and plot. He doesn't really feel a part of the story. There's a distance that can be felt. Robin has not had many opportunities to get developed onto the big screen. Some believe Batman shouldn't have a Robin in live action, but I feel like those people miss the point of the character. The purpose of Robin is to show that there can be hope in the future, that the next generation can be better if they have the proper guidance and room to grow. Dick Grayson, in my opinion, is the best Robin. Not because he's perfect, it's because he grew to be his own person. His growth is built on the foundation of his origin and how he changed from the loss of his family. Schumacher was interested in exploring the origin of Bruce, finding inspiration in Batman Year One. A perfect way to explore the past is for Bruce to relive it through Dick's origin. Robin was a missed opportunity. They were the closest at adapting the character though. If you're going to adapt Robin, then he needs to have a seminal part in Bruce's story. I only want Robin in a Batman project if it's also a Robin project. They're the dynamic duo for a reason. It's Batman and Robin, the best and worst ways to handle loss, both learning from each other as they face the harsh world of Gotham City together.